Good day. This is Craig Wernberg and Melissa Peterson, and we want to share with you some powerful information today. Recently, one of our teammates did a great explanation of our hemp oil, and we want to share it with you here. We put a few slides together, so as she goes through her talk, you have a few visuals to look at. We hope you find this valuable, and here is Kiana Prima.
Absolutely. Thanks, JT, for having me, and it's an honor to be here. You guys might not know that I'm a total plant and science geek, a certified horticulturalist before I got my degree in chemical engineering. So talking about our product, talking about the science of our product is something that just totally lights me up. I want to talk to you guys about two things really quickly. First, why hemp oil? Why are we excited about this incredible product, our flagship product, and a line of many incredible plant-based wellness products. And then I want to talk to you a little bit about why our hemp oil specifically and why what we have is truly the best on the market. So, why hemp oil? It's really amazing that the human body has something called an endocannabinoid system. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first time you're hearing that, because this is actually something that's a recent discovery in science, in our history. It's only about 20 years old that this has been discovered. And what it is, it's a series of cell receptors all through our body, primarily in our central nervous system, our brain, and then also in some of the peripheral organs. I think pretty much all of the peripheral organs in our body, in fact. And it's because our bodies create something that are called endocannabinoids. Endo means from within the body. Cannabinoids is this particular type of compound that is being created. And so these cannabinoids, they meet up with the receptors, and this system is really like this overarching control system. And it actually impacts and influences the performance of every other functional system in our body. So it's a really important piece of human wellness, human health. And what happens is the cannabinoids that we produce ourselves, they actually break down rather quickly in the body. And it's actually being discovered that humans are very deficient in these in our current state of being on the planet. Our toxic environment, the hectic lifestyles that we lead, we're not producing these at the level in which we could. And these are actually compounds that are produced on demand in the body. They're not something that are like stored up. So our bodies aren't being able to create them at the levels in which we need them. One of the endocannabinoids that our body creates is something called anandamide. Ananda is the Sanskrit word for bliss. So this is a joyful, euphoric feeling. It's something that happens in peak state. So that phenomenon known as the runner's high, where there's a euphoric focus and clarity, there's actually a lot of anandamide that's in that experience. There's endorphins, but then also a lot of anandamide. And then there's another one called 2-AG, and this is something that's actually found in large concentrations in mother's milk. So it's really important for the development of our body. And so, if we're not getting these, if we're not creating these at the level which we need, then our whole system isn't quite operating the way it needs to be. But luckily, Mother Nature is very intelligent and has provided a solution for us. And that comes from phytocannabinoids, or cannabinoids that come from a plant. And the plant that we're dealing with here is hemp. So I'll clear something up. I want to make sure we're all on the same page here. Hemp and marijuana, are they the same thing? No. They both come from a species of plant called cannabis, but hemp is cannabis that is very low. The legal limit is 0.3% or below in the component called THC. THC is the psychoactive component in marijuana, the part that's responsible for getting you high. So we're hemp. Our product actually comes in at like 0.002% below that, so like an undetectable amount. So we're not talking about getting high here, folks. We're talking about getting healthy, right? So we have this hemp plant, and it's full of these phytocannabinoids. And so if we supplement our body with these phytocannabinoids, then our system operates the way it's meant to be. And supplement is a key word. I want to just also clarify this with you guys. We are a dietary supplement. So as that, we do not make any claims to cure, treat, heal, or prevent any medical condition. We're really just supplementing the natural system of our body. So why is this important, and how does the hemp oil work in our body? I'm going to talk to you a lot about why our technology is so awesome. It's by our developer, our formulator, Dr. Christopher Shade. And one of the things that he's taught us is that the hemp oil brings our body into neuroendoimmune poise. Wow, that sounds great, right? So what is that? Neuroendoimmune. Neuro, we're talking about neurotransmitters. We're talking about the nervous system. So the nervous system has kind of two functioning systems. There's the parasympathetic and there's the sympathetic. Sympathetic is the fight, flight, or freeze mode. This is where a lot of humans spend a lot of their time in this modern world. We're kind of stressed out at a very primal level. Our body is kind of like thinks it's under attack and is prepared to run or to fight, whatever that is, right? The other side of that is the parasympathetic. That's when the nervous system relaxes, it goes into repair and regenerate mode. The body is very intelligent. It's actually designed to take care of itself, but we have to be able to get into that state. And so when we take our oil, we take hemp oil, it allows the body to very rapidly shift into this parasympathetic mode so it can go into repair and regenerate, which is phenomenal. Right? Then we're also talking about balance in the endo and the immune system. So endo from the endocrine system or hormone system, and then the immune system. Right? So this is very much a true adaptogen, meaning it adapts to the needs of the body. It's going to take anything that's in this kind of outlier. So if hormones are out of whack, if the immune system is out of whack, it brings it back into balance. It works very targetedly on the inflammation response in our body. And so it actually works to modulate the way our genes work. And so it will kind of turn up the genes that are responsible for anti-inflammation response and turn down the genes that are responsible for pro-inflammation response. So bringing everything back into that center, back into homeostasis, so we're poised for wellness, right? So all of this is really just why hemp? Why do we want to get this into our body? What's it going to do for us? And then there's the why try my body's nano enhanced hemp oil and what makes us so special and really truly hands down the best hemp oil on the planet. And I alluded to this. It has everything to do with Dr. Christopher Shea, our formulator, and the science that he's discovered and how to really increase absorption, to increase the amount of these phytocannabinoids, and cannabidiol or CBD is one of the primary ones in this hemp oil, how to get that absorbed into the body, because it doesn't really actually matter how much we put into our body, how much we ingest. What matters is how much gets into the blood and gets into the cells. And so he's developed this delivery technology, which is called nano-emulsified liposomal delivery. And I know those are big words, but just to make it easy to understand, know what that means is that we have very tiny, tiny particles. They're in the nano range. They're in 50 to 100 nanometers. And this is a scale. This is about size. And it's the same size scale that our cells are made of. So when we take the oil, the liposomal part means that they're in these little lipid bubbles. And lipids are a basic fat. So they're kind of these little bubbles, and they encapsulate the phytocannabinoids. They encapsulate those nutrients from the plant. And so when it's taken, we pump it under our tongue. We have an amazing design to our bottle, so we get measured accurate dosing. It gets absorbed very quickly into the blood, and then these little lipid bubbles, which look and feel a lot like the cell membranes, our body cells themselves, get absorbed right into the cell, and those phytocannabinoids are deposited right there. So they can get into the cell receptors and they can get to work. So we actually have 6 to 10 times the absorption of anything else on the market. So there's a real immediacy, and you get a much greater effect with less product needed. And this is something that I firsthand had a major experience. It's why I'm here, because our oil is so profound. I'd had experience with other hemp oils, other products, never really felt like it was doing much for me. But the first time I had this oil, within 10 minutes, I had such a profound shift in my experience, really coming into clarity, that I was like, this is it. I'm totally in. So, Jake, I'll hand it back over to you. I know a lot of people speak today. I told you I get a little excited and geek out on this stuff.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you did, please like it, share it, and subscribe here. If we can answer any questions, please shoot us a text, email, or call us. Here's our information. Wishing you the best of health and happiness. Have a great day.